Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and appreciate the witnesses here today. I have a kind of a really important issue, and kind of been here before, but we really need your help on it, and it's with regard to call centers. So when I first got elected in 2015, I think it was the Mission Act, they had removed the local call centers that were based in Alaska, I think down to Louisiana or something. And so we had the VA call centers that were really good and effective in Alaska, and then they were moved, and then you had people in the lower 48 who were making appointments for veterans based in Alaska who had no idea about Alaska. And, you know, it's a very big state, and you'd have, let me give you one example. You have someone from Ketchikan, and they would call, and these guys would say, oh, you can just drive to Anchorage. Well, you can't drive to Anchorage from Ketchikan, right? So it was this basic stuff, and it really, in many ways, collapsed the system. So the new incoming Undersecretary, Dr. Shulkin, who later became Secretary, he came up to Alaska, saw this chaos, and committed to me to fixing it, which he did, brought the call centers back. Well, we're having the same problem again. As you probably know, VISN-level call centers are to ensure a consistent experience for veterans. Alaska is part of VISN 20, which includes Washington, Oregon, and West Idaho, which of course would make it the biggest region by far. And we once again have call centers that have been moved out of the state. And so the number of veterans, so we have nobody who understands the geography, who's just making the basic appointments. And so I'm trying to get you guys to commit to supporting a new VISN call center. This is kind of going back to 2015, that we'd be based in Alaska to support the consistent experience for veterans, which is what you testified to. And it just makes sense. The number one issue I'm hearing from our veterans right now is this issue. Call centers, they don't understand it, the wait times are long again, but the VA does a great job in my state when they're local, but when they're outsourced to other places, you know, I mean, it's not their fault really, but they just don't understand the geography and what it takes. So, you know, we don't have a full service hospital, the VA, in the whole state of Alaska. We have more vets per capita than any state in the country. I'm just hopeful that you guys can bring back call centers to have better service. So I'd like to get your view on this. I've raised it with the Secretary. I think he's amenable, but this would give, again, to your testimony, it would ensure consistent experience for veterans, regardless of where they live.
I'm also amenable, Senator, and I appreciate you making me aware of those concerns from your constituents. This may have been a function of the transition to VA Health Connect, which is the centralized VISN-level call centers.
It was.
As you were mentioning. And so I understand that Alaska is a unique environment. I do hope to visit at some point.
Yeah, we'd love to have you
perhaps
this summer.
Travel, yeah.
Salmon are running, right?
But absolutely something we have to look into, because we need to serve vets in Alaska to the best extent we can.
Okay, and again, I appreciate the commitment. My staff and I will work with all of you. It's just deja vu all over again. Got fixed last time by Dr. Shulkin, and we're in the same spot, and we're hearing the same challenges. And so if we can work with all of you on dealing with this issue for community care, especially care, it would be really helpful. So thank you for that approach. I think the Secretary is, like I said, amenable, and we all share the same goal, which is getting our vets the care they've earned, and this is an important way to do it in my state. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.